NBA because, as we know, the NFL season is about to conclude, which means the NBA season is about to heat up. And in my opinion, the biggest story surrounding the NBA this season so far, it is not the fact the Detroit Pistons are one of the most surprising teams in the NBA leading the Eastern Conference. It is not the fact that the Oklahoma City Thunder are once again dominating the NBA and they could be on their way to winning a second straight championship. It is not the emergence of Victor Wembanyama out there in San Antonio with the San Antonio Spurs. In my opinion, the biggest storyline so far this year in the NBA is that the NBA is still refusing to market its stars. You have Steph Curry still leading the league in jersey sales, not Luka Doncic, not Anthony Edwards, not SGA, not Wemby, not Nikola Jokic. To me, the NBA and Major League Baseball have completely flipped in marketing their stars. I thought with the NBA's new media rights deal with Amazon Prime, NBC, Peacock, ESPN, ABC, that, with the NBA having games on national television 7 days a week, I thought it would lead to some overexposure, but I thought it would help market the young stars in the NBA and it would get people talking about the product. And in my opinion, the only reason why the viewership has been up is because they've gone from essentially cable with TNT and not being on every day to being on every day and, being on broadcast with NBC as well as obviously the streaming aspect with Peacock and Amazon Prime. But I think the most underrated story that has not been talked about a lot in the media is at the trade deadline or at the end of the season, are we going to see a divorce take place between LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers? There was a story that came out about the Lakers' previous ownership under Jeannie Buss being unhappy with LeBron, that the fact that LeBron is being viewed as the savior of the Lakers franchise post Kobe Bryant, and that the Lakers did not go get LeBron James and that the LeBron camp is spinning it like he chose the Lakers, not the other way around. They are upset that LeBron has essentially thrown his weight at the Lakers regarding the Anthony Davis trade, the Russell Westbrook trade. And I will say this, since the Lakers won that championship in 2010 and they went back to back with Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol, they really have only had maybe two successful seasons. One of them being 2020, when they ended up winning the NBA championship down in the COVID-19 bubble in Orlando, and the other being 2023, when they made the Western Conference Finals. Before LeBron got to the Lakers, and Magic Johnson was there, and they played Lonzo Ball, and they had Brandon Ingram, and they had some pieces, but they weren't a formidable franchise. Mostly the Clippers, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Eric Gordon, that City team. That was the team to want to go see in Los Angeles. And LeBron brought the Lakers back to national relevance, back to prominence, and winning a championship does do that. And now, in my opinion, Jeannie Buss's tenure in LA is not viewed as a bust because of that championship. But now the Lakers are under new ownership, and about a year ago, they went out and they traded for Luka Doncic. Took place about 362 days ago. And from that moment on, when that trade happened, not only did I say the Lakers were not under pressure to win the title, because they were no longer on LeBron James's timeline. They are now on Luka Doncic's timeline, and that's a completely different timeline than LeBron. And Luka and LeBron's game style are very similar. Luka, I think, is a more talented scorer than LeBron. They are both certainly the two best passers in all of the NBA. But when you have LeBron and when you have Luka, and now you have Austin Reeves, who's getting a big contract from the Lakers, you are very top heavy. And it's made their roster, again, not a lot of bigs. DeAndre Ayton not doing a lot of activity on the glass. They don't have a lot of real dependable shooters outside of Austin Reeves and Luka. And LeBron is getting older. He cannot defend the way he used to. He's actually a more liability on the defensive floor than I would say he is a strength. And, at 42 years old, nobody, in my opinion, would fault LeBron for ring chasing, right? Trying to get one more ring. And I do feel like this could be the end of LeBron's running that way. Listen, all relationships do run course. LeBron's tenure in LA, I would say, would not be as successful as his tenure both in Cleveland twice and Miami. Though ironically, he has stayed with the Lakers more than, the Cavs the second time and the Heat. LeBron's been a Laker. Remarkably, he joined there in the 2018-2019 season. So you look at that. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. This is LeBron's eighth season in Los Angeles. And, we know, and I said it when he went to LA, as he entered in, his mid 30s, going into his 40s, that, his priorities were about his sons, Bronny and Bryce. And I said he wanted to play one season with Bronny, which he has done with the Lakers. And the Lakers have a very young, smart-minded offensive coach, JJ Redick, that they want to take into the future. And the Lakers have made, excuse me, sacrifices for LeBron. But at the end of the day, for LeBron, it's not all about basketball anymore, right? It's about the movies. It's about the empire. It's about the business. LeBron has won four championships. If he really wanted a fifth championship, I think LeBron should have let the Lakers 2, 3 years ago after they lost that Western Conference matchup to Denver because that was their best shot. That was the year that Anthony Davis came back healthy, and then they just could not beat, obviously, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and that Denver Nuggets club, even though they matched up well against them. They could not close those games. And then last year, LeBron and Luka got completely outplayed in the first round by Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and that Minnesota Timberwolves team. So, I do think where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that this new Lakers ownership, which is obviously run by the Dodgers, and we know how well run the Dodgers are, but we also know the Dodgers are not afraid to move off managers, move off legendary players, get younger, make bold moves. Like, I think that in today's NBA, where the NBA is trying to draw that line between nostalgia with Steph Curry, LeBron, Kevin Durant, and the new age with Jokic, Wemby, Jason Tatum, Kate Cunningham, SGA, etc. It is time for LeBron to part ways with the Lakers, whether it is at the trade deadline or next season. I do think obviously there's one team that would want him. I think it would be the Cavs. Maybe he would entertain going to the Knicks with new head coach Mike Brown and giving New York a championship. Obviously, my hometown team, Cleveland, has underachieved this year, and the biggest need on their team is small forward, which is what LeBron James will provide. Do I think LeBron would take the minimum to go pair up with Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley? No, I do not. I do not think it's going to happen. We'll see. I think it all depends on what LeBron's, you know, um, priorities, if you will. Why? If his priority is to help Bronny and, stay in LA and help Bronny and just, compete and rack up points and try to have the most points, assists, rebounds, steals, 3-point shots that he can and try to enhance his legacy with stats, then he would stay in Los Angeles. But if his legacy is about winning a championship, he will leave. Or he may just decide to retire. I've said it all along. I don't think LeBron wants a John Cena or Kobe Bryant-esque retirement tour. I think he's going to do kind of what AJ Styles may be doing, which is a very quiet, hey, I'm gonna, he may announce in Cleveland, this may be my last time I'm gonna play in Cleveland. Come see me. Maybe in Miami as well. Those would be the only two spots that I think, maybe he puts an inkling out there. Come see me. This may be the last time I play in this building. But my gut says he will finish out the year with the Lakers, but next year he will not be a Laker. Now, do I think he wants to be traded? Do I think he wants that on his go resume? No, I do not. I think they'll find a way to have LeBron become a free agent at the end of the year. Like that clip from the LeBron's podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the LeBron's podcast right here on YouTube.